Hello, everyone, my dear soul family. This message isn't for everyone, and that's okay. It might only be meant for a few people who are going through something specific right now. If you're listening or reading and it doesn't feel like it's for you, just let it go. Don't try to force it to fit your situation if it doesn't feel right. If this message is truly meant for you, you'll know deep down and it will resonate with your heart. I often talk about the importance of looking within yourself to find the truth and answers you need. Sometimes, when things don't go the way we want in life, we quickly look to blame outside circumstances or other people. We say things like, if only this person hadn't done that, or if only I wasn't stuck in this situation, I'd be happy, successful, or married by now. While it's true that life can be difficult and other people can cause challenges, most of the time, the real issue lies within ourselves. We need to take time to reflect and go inward, looking honestly at what's really going on in our hearts and minds. This doesn't mean that people or situations won't try to stop you from receiving God's blessings. Of course, there are external challenges that can come your way. However, what I'm saying is that before you start pointing fingers at the world, it's crucial to first look at yourself. Ask yourself the tough questions. What am I not seeing clearly? What signs has God been giving me that I might be ignoring? When you take the time to answer these questions, you might realize that some of the barriers in your life aren't caused by other people or circumstances, but by parts of yourself that need growth or healing. One common mistake we make is blaming others for why we aren't where we want to be in life. It's easy to point fingers and say, this person hurt me or that person held me back. But the truth is, sometimes the real reason we're stuck is because of our own choices, our own mindset, or our own beliefs. Maybe it's the way we think about ourselves or the world that's holding us back. Maybe we're making decisions that don't align with God's plan for our lives. It could even be that deep down we're afraid of change and that fear is stopping us from moving forward. Sometimes, when God allows certain things to happen, like removing people from your life or making you wait longer than you'd like, it's because He's trying to get your attention. He wants you to spend time with Him, to focus on Him, and to really understand the truth He's been trying to show you. If you're too focused on blaming others or rushing to get what you want, you might miss the lesson God is trying to teach you. You might miss the growth He's guiding you toward. Now, for those who feel this message is meant for them, here's something important to understand. Your past relationship didn't work out for a reason. It wasn't because you weren't good enough or because you didn't try hard enough to make it work. It's because that person wasn't part of God's plan for your future. Even if you saw a future with them and hoped it would work out, they simply weren't aligned with the path God has for you. When that relationship ended, it wasn't a punishment. It was God clearing the way for something better, something that fits with the purpose He has for your life. Maybe you've been single for a while now, and during that time, you decided to focus on building a stronger relationship with God. You committed yourself to growing spiritually, trusting that God would bring the right person into your life when the time was right. But as time passed, you started to get tired of waiting. You began asking God, when will it be my turn? When will my person come into my life? It's natural to feel frustrated when it feels like your prayers aren't being answered as quickly as you'd hoped. In that frustration, some of you might have made decisions that went against what you had originally planned with God. Maybe you got into a relationship with someone new, even though deep down you knew they weren't the one God had for you. Maybe you acted out of impatience or fear, worried that if you didn't make a move, you'd end up alone forever. But here's the thing: when we try to rush God's timing or go outside of His plan, we end up creating more frustration and pain for ourselves. God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't match our own desires or expectations. Remember this: God has a plan for your life, and it's a good plan. His word says that He has plans to prosper you and give you hope and a future. But before He can bring those plans to pass, there are things He needs to clear out of your life. Sometimes that means removing certain people. Even if they seemed good at the time, they might have been nice, kind, or loving, but that doesn't mean they were right for where God is leading you. Sometimes the people who seem great aren't meant to walk with you into the future God has prepared for you. It's hard to let go of someone you cared about, especially when you had high hopes for the relationship. But trust that God knows what's best for you. He sees the bigger picture, and He knows what you need to fulfill His purpose in your life. That person wasn't right for the journey you're about to go on, and that's why God removed them from your life. Now, maybe you're in a season where you're still waiting. You've been trusting God, but the waiting feels long and tiring. You might even feel like you're running out of patience. But let me encourage you with this: God hasn't forgotten about you. He knows your desires and He knows your heart. If you continue to trust Him and stay faithful to the path He has for you, He will bring the right person into your life at the right time. In the meantime, don't lose hope. Use this season of waiting to grow, to strengthen your faith, and to become the person God created you to be. The waiting isn't wasted, it's a time of preparation, and when God's timing is right, everything will fall into place. You'll look back and see that the wait was worth it, and that God's plan was better than anything you could have imagined for yourself. So, to those who feel this message is speaking directly to them, know that your time is coming. Trust in God's plan, even if it looks different from what you expected. Keep your heart open, stay close to God, and know that He is working everything out for your good.